Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. This afternoon we're going to make some Chinese egg rolls. But the first thing we want to do is make some duck sauce so it can be cool by the time our egg rolls are ready. So, first I want to just give you a benefit of making your own. This is a 9.5 ounce bottle. I wrote the price on $3.49. Here's another one, different brand, and this one is, let's see, 12 ounces, $2.49. Now this one has pineapple flakes in it, and this one has apricots and peaches in it. But the basic concept of the duck sauce is somewhat of a sweet and sour sauce. So you use vinegar, and of course you use brown sugar. Simple, right? Add red bell peppers. I'm going to add green red peppers and pineapple. Now I'm using fresh pineapple simply because I have an abundance of it. Well, not fresh, it's frozen in the freezer. So I'm using 2 cups of pineapple. Now you can also use this 15.5 ounce can of just regular crushed pineapple, and you want the juice and everything if that's what you use. So we're ready to get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is turn my burner up on high, and I'm going to dump in my pineapple, juice and all. And by the way, the homemade is much better than what you buy. 1 cup of green bell peppers chopped. And these were also frozen. Now I wanted to just show you this real quick. I used the Vidalia Chop Wizard, and I use the smaller little blades to chop the stuff that goes in the duck sauce. See? Right there. And there's a link to this for Amazon on my website. And I'll leave that link below. Also, red bell peppers. See how finely they're chopped? I'm going to dump that in because we're going to make a lot of duck sauce, because I've got spring rolls in the freezer, and then we'll have some egg rolls here too. Alright, so now what we're going to do is bring this up to a boil and actually cook the peppers. Now if you're using the canned pineapple, of course that's already cooked, but we're going to cook these together. And I'm going to go ahead and add in 3/4 a cup of apple cider vinegar. That's 3/4 of a cup. Dump that in. And 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 1 cup of water. There you go. We've got just 2 more little ingredients to add. Now, if you want yours to have a little bit of a kick to it, or a little bit of a bite, let me show you what to add. Just a couple of squirts of Louisiana hot sauce, and so I'm going to just put a couple of little dunk. Whoop, there. So really that was probably 3 little squirts, just enough to just give it a teeny little bit of heat, not much, so that you even know the hot sauce is in there. Alright, so we're going to bring this to a boil and boil it for maybe 10, maybe even 15 minutes. All we want to do is cook those peppers and get the sugar all dissolved and all the ingredients combined. Then we only have one more thing to add to it. Alright, so when this boils, we'll be back. Alright, we are back. The peppers and pineapple have been cooking for about 10 minutes, so of course the peppers are all done, and so is the pineapple. Now, the next thing we want to do is I'm going to add an extra 1/4 cup of brown sugar to this, because we like it a little bit sweeter. And part of the reason for that is because I used fresh frozen pineapple, which I got at the farmer's market probably about 3 or 4 months ago, and this in the can would probably be sweeter, even though it's sweetened in its own juice. Let's see if they've added sugar. I don't think they do. Yeah, it's just pineapple and pineapple juice. But anyway, I went ahead and added the other 1/4 cup. Now, we're going to thicken this up. And the way we're going to do that, 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and about 1/2 cup of water. We're just going to mix that up until that's all dissolved in the water. Again, that's 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now this is my own recipe, so I'm not sure if this is too much or not enough, but we're going to quickly find out. Alright, so we're going to dump this in and whisk it the whole time. And this is what we're going to use to thicken it. Now I might need a little more or I might not. So what we want to do is let this come back to a boil and let it get to the right thickness. Alright, we'll be back when this thickens up. Alright, it's come back to a boil, and now the liquid in the duck sauce is very clear. And this is just the thickness I'm looking for. You want it to just kind of drop off the spoon. Now once it cools, it's going to get a little bit thicker, and that's really what we're looking for. So we're going to set this aside and let it cool down now. And I'm just guessing this is probably about 5 cups, which is much, much cheaper than buying duck sauce in the store. Now Walmart used to sell a Great Value brand of duck sauce, and I used to buy that all the time, but they quit selling it. I couldn't find it anywhere in Walmart. Anyway, alright, so we'll be back to make the egg rolls. I've got to let my burner cool down because I'm going to make them here on top of the stove. So we'll be back. I actually decided to make this just a little bit thicker. And I wanted to show y'all how to do that. This is a couple of tablespoons of water and about less than a tablespoon of cornstarch. So we're just going to dump that in and make it just a little bit thicker. It won't take it long. As soon as that cornstarch turns clear in the water, then that's all you need. Yeah, it's already a little bit thicker. Now it's going to get even thicker once it cools. And let me also say that this freezes very well. All you have to do is put it in a little freezer container, and then when you're ready to use it, take it out of the freezer, thaw it out, and to get it to reconstitute so it's more like a sauce, all you have to do is add a little bit of water to it and put it in the microwave. And you've got your duck sauce ready. Alright, so that's what I'm looking for now, a little bit thicker. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we're back and we're ready to make our filling for the egg rolls. And I've got a skillet heating up here. It's on medium high. Let me move y'all closer. There we go. So what we're going to do is actually stir fry the ingredients that are going in the egg rolls. So we're going to start out with that takes the longest to cook. So we're going to start out with 1 cup of carrots. And that's about 1.5 cups of celery. And all of this was chopped in the chop wizard. So they're all sort of the same size. So we're just going to stir fry this. Let it cook 5 or 6 minutes. Alright. As soon as this gets ready, we'll be back and add the other ingredients. Alright, the celery and the carrots have been cooking for 5 or 6 minutes. Now we're going to add the onions. Now this is about 10 green onions, all chopped up. So I'm going to put those right down in the middle. What we're actually doing is evaporating a lot of the water in these vegetables. You don't really want them to brown. You just want to sort of par cook them, is what I would call it. And again, my burner is still up on medium high. It doesn't take long for the onions to cook. And we just keep stirring it. Those onions have a lot of water in them. Okay, now we're going to rake that aside a little bit. This is 16 ounces of just regular mushrooms, and I did chop these in the Vidalia Chop Wizard also. So 16 ounces. Now these are going to cook down quite a bit. I'm just going to keep stirring it. Again, what you're doing is evaporating some of the water that's in the vegetables. Alright, I'm going to cook this till they cook down a little bit, and we'll be back. Alright, these have cooked down a little bit. Now we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of chopped flat leaf parsley. Just dump that in. Stir it all around. And my burner again is still up on medium high. I want to hear it still sizzling. Alright, we're going to let that cook for a few more minutes and we'll be back. Alright, the vegetables and mushrooms have cooked down now to the point where there's actually liquid in the bottom of the pan. So now we want to add 2 cups of shredded cabbage. Now, I shredded this and took out the large stems and then just shredded it, you know, long, kind of a long shred. Let me show you one. Like that. And then I par-cooked it for about 15 minutes and then drained it and dried it actually with paper towels. So I'm going to add the 2 cups of the cabbage in now. And that's just regular cabbage. You could also use the Chinese cabbage probably. So I'm just going to mix that up. Now we're going to add our spices. Well, we're only going to add a couple of spices. Alright, so I'm going to add a few dashes of onion powder and a few dashes of garlic powder. Now you notice I haven't added any salt, and the reason I haven't is because the next ingredient is going to be chopped ham, which is pretty salty. This is some ham we had left from the ham we had at Christmas, and this is about 2 cups of chopped ham. And again, I had frozen it, and so I thawed it out partially and then put it in the chop wizard to chop. Alright, so we're going to dump that ham in. Mix that around. And again, this is the filling for our egg rolls. And really, I'll have to tell you, 2 of the egg rolls is about a meal. It really is. I like to serve it just with salad. Sometimes we have egg drop soup with it, though, with the egg rolls. Alright, so now I'm just going to put a little bit of teriyaki in there, just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon or so. Just sprinkle it all around. Mix that in. So we're going to let this simmer on here for maybe another 5 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, I have turned my burner off. I don't know if y'all can see or not. Let me show you. You see there's liquid in there. What we want to do is dip all this into a colander that's sitting in a little pan, and we want to drain it because we want it somewhat dry when we're making the egg rolls. Because if you leave it in the liquid when you make the egg rolls, they're going to turn out soggy. So we just dip that all out, and we also want it to cool a bit. So anyway, after we get this all dipped out and cooled, we'll be back and we'll be making the egg rolls and frying them, deep frying them. We'll be back. Okay, we are back and ready to start assembling the egg rolls. Now, the egg roll wrappers are just that. They're egg roll wrappers. They're not the spring roll. Now, the spring roll are really a lot thinner. So we've got about 15 here, and we should have the right amount to make 15 egg rolls. Now, I also wanted to show you this. hold it up. That's how much liquid, well, let me turn the camera down. This is how much liquid came out of the vegetables that I cooked, okay? Now, they're not completely cooked, but they will finish cooking in the grease. So we've got the grease heating up. It takes about, well, let me tell you about the deep fryer. This is a Fiberware, I think that's Walmart's brand. It was $39.98, I think, at Walmart, and I've been pretty happy with it. It's, you know, not an expensive brand, but it definitely works. So we've got it turned on. We're heating the oil up to 375 degrees. And I think I'll probably be able to cook about 4 of the egg rolls at one time. Alright, so now let's start rolling them up. There's a little bit of a technique to this. Let me get the camera right. Alright, so you want to take one, put it down, put 2 tablespoons, well, 2 tablespoons of the filling mixture. Then you want to take this and fold it over and then pull it back a little bit and try to get out some of the air. Then you want to fold in the side, very much like the way we do the spring rolls. Then you want to use, this is 1 egg and about 2 or 3 tablespoons of water. You want to just paint that corner there. I'm just using a little brush. Paint that corner and then roll them up, keeping this edge in. There you have it. That's what they look like. Alright, so we're going to do another one real quick here, because it's going to actually take my oil. The instructions said it takes about 13 minutes for it to warm up. So again, 2 tablespoons. Now, on the spring rolls, you'd only put 1 tablespoon. But on this, we're putting 2. So you're going to bring it over, then take your fingers and pull back on it a little bit. Then you want to turn the side in, making sure those little area right there are turned in. And then just paint it a little bit with the egg and water mixture. And then just roll it up. And use your ring fingers on each hand to keep that little edge rolled in there. There you have it. Alright, I'm going to finish rolling these up and we'll be back when we're ready to fry these. Alright, I've completed rolling up all the egg rolls. There are 15 of them here. Now, the vegetables and the mushrooms and the ham go in here, what was left, and this is enough to make another 15 egg rolls, which we'll make another time, 2 or 3 weeks from now, because all the chopping and all that really takes a lot of time. So this is already done. I'm going to put it in the freezer and we'll have it again next time. So we've got the 15 egg rolls here, and I do put a little bit of oil in the plate that I put them on, because with the egg mixture on them, sometimes they'll stick to the plate and kind of pull apart. Also, I put this layer of wax paper and put a little oil on that so they don't stick to the wax paper either. Alright, so we're still waiting for our grease to warm up, and we'll be back. Alright, we are ready to start frying these. Now, I dip my basket down in the oil to get the basket greasy, because I don't want anything to stick to it. And you notice I've got my fan on over here because I don't want my house to smell like a Chinese restaurant. So I'm going to start out just cooking 4 at a time. Or I don't know, why don't we just start out with 3? Alright, so the oil, the little machine says the green light's on, it's ready. So here we go. So this shouldn't take but just a few minutes. We'll be back. Alright, these 3 are pretty well done. So I'm going to put my basket, hook it on there, and just let them drain just a few seconds. And then I will pick them up. And I like to roll them in half a paper towel. Just like that. Y'all couldn't see. Let me turn the camera down. do is just use a half a paper towel, and after I've let them drain in the basket for a little while, I take them out, put them on the paper towel, and just roll them up. Let them sit in this paper towel, for just a little while, till it soaks up a lot of that grease. We want them crispy, but we don't want them real greasy. Alright, there it is. Alright, we'll be back when I get all these fried. We'll be back. Alright, I finished frying up all of the egg rolls, and the duck sauce has gotten thick because it's cool now. And there's what we're going to have. I was going to have a salad, but neither one of us are real hungry tonight. So we're just going to have a couple of egg rolls. So there they are. But you give a close-up and look at them inside. I like to serve them really with a salad, and we'll probably have them tomorrow with a salad. Alright, so there they are. We will see y'all next time. Oh, wait, maybe I should give you some tips, right? Alright, you need to make sure that your deep fryer or whatever pan you use stays at about 175 degrees, because if it goes lower than that, they'll turn out kind of greasy. And also you want to wrap them in the paper towels real good, and just leave them in the paper towels for just maybe a couple of minutes, and then take them out so they'll stay crispy. Can y'all hear that? Crispy. Yeah. Alright, and as far as the duck sauce goes, that can be frozen, and that's what I'm going to do with this. And some of these will be frozen also, and then when you get ready to have them, just warm them up in the oven. Alright, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.